Hello and welcome back to Wrongmar. In today's geography lesson, we're taking another look at Europe. Our WALT for today is to be able to identify and locate countries in Europe. But first, let's make sure we remember where Europe is. Here's your world map. Pause the video and put your finger on which continent is Europe. Well, hopefully your finger was on the red one, because that is where we're talking about today. Now, there are lots of different types of maps for different uses. The map we're looking at today is a political map. It shows how Europe is split up into different countries. Can you see on this map where Ireland is? I hope so. It's right here. I wonder how many other countries in Europe you can remember, though. I tell you what, we'll play a little game to really test your knowledge. I will show you a map of Europe, and I'll mark a country on it. I'll give you some help by giving you some of the letters in the name of the country. Write down the answer each time, and see how many you can get correct out of 10. I'll show you the first one here. This doesn't count, this is just a warm-up. So say this country here. I've given you 2 of the letters. The other little lines are missing letters. Can you figure out what country it is? Well, it's France. Now you know how to play. Let's get started with question 1. What country am I pointing to this time? Pause the video. Write down an answer. Well, the answer is Germany, home of the currywurst and lederhosen. Next one. What country am I pointing to this time? Pause the video. Write down an answer. It's Italy, home of spaghetti and pizza. Next country. What country am I pointing to this time? Pause the video. Write down an answer. Well, the answer is Spain, home of paella and bullfighting. Next country. Who am I pointing to this time? Pause the video. Put down an answer. Well, the answer is Russia, home of the Kremlin and furry warm hats. Next country. What am I pointing at this time? Pause the video. Write down an answer. It is Norway, home of salmon and some of the Vikings. What country is this? Pause the video. Write down your answer. This country is Ukraine, home of the Chernobyl nuclear power plant and beetroot soup. Next country. What country am I pointing to this time? Pause the video. Write down an answer. Well, this country is Denmark, home of the Little Mermaid and a beautiful capital city called Copenhagen. Next country. What country is this? Pause the video. Write down an answer. This country is Iceland, home of volcanoes and hot springs. And the last country, what country am I pointing to this time? Pause the video, write down an answer. Well, this last country is Poland, famous unfortunately for its concentration camps during World War II, and more fortunately for its beautiful food like pierogi, which are a dumpling. So, count up your ticks, how did you get on? If you got 10 out of 10, you are Google Maps, good job. If you got between 5 and 9, you're more like a map with a few coffee stains on it. And if you got between 1 and 4, you're kind of more like a map with a few pages missing. But don't worry, I'll give you a chance to redeem yourself. We'll play another game. I'll explain the rules in just a few seconds, but first, I want you to look at this map of Europe. And I recommend you look at it quite closely. Take your time. Study all the little details. And when you're ready, you can unpause the video. Well, I sure hope you memorized that map pretty well, because here comes your European quiz. 5 multiple choice questions. All the answers were on that map of Europe you just saw. Let's test how good your memory is, and how good your knowledge of Europe is. Question 1. Which of these countries is not in Europe? France, Russia, Algeria, or Spain? Pause the video and write down your answer. The answer, of course, is Algeria. Give yourself a tick if you got it. And we move on to question 2. Which of these countries is furthest to the west? That's the left side of the map, in case you forgot. Ireland, Poland, Norway, or France? Pause the video, write down your answer. Well, the answer was Ireland. Give yourself a tick if you got it, and let's move on to the next question. Which of these countries is largest in size? Germany, Portugal, Belgium, or Denmark? Pause the video and write down your answer. The answer is Germany. Give yourself a tick if you got it right, and let's move on to the next question. Which of these countries is furthest north? That's up on the map. Latvia, Italy, Sweden, or Hungary? Pause the video and write down an answer. The answer was Sweden. Give yourself a tick if you got it, and let's move on to the last question. Which of these countries borders Germany? That means it's touching off Germany. Denmark, Spain, Portugal, or Slovenia? Pause the video and write down an answer. The answer is Denmark. Give yourself a tick, count up your scores, and let's see how you got on. If you got 5 out of 5, you are the modern day Marco Polo of maps, an expert. If you got between 3 and 4, you're the modern day Christopher Columbus. Yeah, you got there in the end, but it was a bit dodgy along the way. And if you got between 1 and 2, you're the modern day Jack Sparrow of maps. You get lost quite a bit. So our WALT for today was to identify and locate some countries in Europe. Can you do that now? If so, excellent, you're ready for some practice activities. If not, you might want to watch parts of the video again. That's all we have time for this week. Until next time, take care.